My name is Emerson Bellis, and I'm going to be talking about concussion protocol in the National Football League. The National Football League is the most popular sport in America, with its speed, precision, and hard hits making it more exciting to watch than ever. But not very many fans have ever thought of the impacts these players face that keep the excitement of the game alive. These repeated hard hits cause concussions and affect these players in the long term. But concussion protocol and awareness is not the main concern of the league as it should be. Concussion awareness and protocol in American pro football should continue to become more rigorous in order to promote the long-term physical, emotional, and mental health of the league's players. The NFL is crucial to American culture because it brings the whole nation together, as it allows the people to share something greater than themselves and gives people the opportunity to fall in love with something glorious. Extensive research has been done by Boston University School of Medicine that proposes a causal link between head injuries sustained while playing football and a degenerative brain disease known as CTE, impairing players' memory, judgment, reasoning, and overall functioning, and can also lead to suicidal depression. By inspecting this, the physical evidence of the disease was deemed inevitable in such an aggressive game that does not have the most updated version of protection. It was recorded that the NFL concussion rate is 8 times greater compared with other professional sports, along with the approximate percentage of the NFL athletes who suffer multiple concussions is 25% in just one season. While the percentage does not seem too high for just one season, but the head injury rate is almost twice that of any other sport. Unfortunately, the impacts the players face have lifetime effects on the athlete's body. Given the nature of football, chronic pain is a significant part of retirement, but it also connects with the CTE the players endure. The chronic pain can be reduced by medication and opioids, but someone suffering CTE may not know when enough medication is enough. As overuse of medication worsens, the pain may lead to drug overdose in some cases. There are numerous consequences of not knowing enough information about the serious outcome of people who have experienced multiple concussions throughout their professional career. Since the NFL has been under continued pressure from fans, parents, and lawyers, the league will finance independent medical research and engineering advances for players. The NFL will be putting millions of dollars towards the advancement of prevention, diagnosis, and treatment of head injuries. The league has also, in the past few years, spent millions in effort to research CTE and head trauma, making parents and players less concerned with the safety of the sport. The NFL responded to a batch of incidents during the football season by stating that penalties would become more severe if the devastating hits and headshots did not stop sooner or later. Out of 1,070 players contacted for a study, 56 of those reported back that they have either suffered from Alzheimer's, dementia, or other memory loss symptoms. The league has spent millions of dollars in effort to tamp down fear among parents over football's physical toll. It has directed millions to research CTE and head trauma, meaning that they have been gaining answers as to why these injuries happen and how they can be prevented, to allow players and fans to trust the league once again. They have hired experts to monitor games as concussions can be reduced through on-field techniques and awareness. But in contrast, some believe that the football is a violent sport. Injuries have always been a part of the game, so there's not much that the NFL can do about the injuries that occur. Author Gorman states, "Football is a violent sport. Injuries have always been a part of the game, and there is nothing the NFL can do about it. Instead, players with their cavalier attitudes towards injuring opposing players have no one but themselves to blame. Players are constantly hurt, and there are timeouts multiple times per game for injuries, from a jammed finger to a sprained ankle, and everything else in between. Recent NFL rule changes recognize the dangers of playing through concussions, and the league is working to eliminate unnecessary head concussions. What people do not understand is no matter what rules, fines, or suspensions the league makes, there will always be head injuries or concussions that players will face. Soon, these athletes will have no one but themselves to blame because nothing more can be done to prevent head injuries or any injuries of that matter. Concussions have long been a part of the NFL. There is not much that can be done about them unless the game is abolished altogether. Since that will never occur, players need to take accountability for their actions and improper technique that they have been using, causing concussions, severe traumatic, and life-threatening injuries. Overall, there's a physical evidence as to how the National Football League needs to make certain changes before the risks of the league outweigh the benefits. It is known that the challenges have grown increasingly difficult. However, since changes in tactics, equipment, and players' physiques, all designed to improve a team's chances of winning, have also increased the potential of injury. By gaining the biggest, strongest, and fastest players in football history, but not having the most effective equipment allows for injuries to happen, and someone is at fault for authorizing the less effective equipment to be permitted. The players cannot be blamed for having a special talent. They are just doing their job and what they love. Not in any way are they able to control the gear they are forced to wear for games or even practices. There is no evidence for concussions to be blamed on athletes, while there is certainly evidence to blame the National Football League for their wrongdoings of not protecting their players' health at all. Concussion awareness and protocol in American pro football should continue to become more rigorous in order to promote the long-term physical, emotional, and mental health of the league's players. In order to have concussion awareness and protocol have a significant increase in numbers, the public and National Football League advocates must keep pointing out the risks there are to this dangerous sport if not taken seriously. Many steps will be needed to be taken, such as improving safety on the field, first and foremost. Players will get suspended for helmet-to-helmet hits, and people will start to see a change in attitude of these players. In conclusion, concussion protocol needs to be more demanding in the National Football League to prevent players from suffering these detrimental brain diseases. By making consequences more severe for the players who do not understand the severity of concussions, these players will take the protocol more seriously. Thank you.